All right, now that we've set up our healing brush tool, so we're on the healing brush, we're sampling all layers, and we have our own layer that we're working on. Let me show you how the healing brush works. It's very similar to the clone stamp tool in that we have to, if you're familiar with the clone stamp tool, in that we have to set a source point first. A source point is the area that I want to copy, or not exactly copy, but blend with the area that I'm going to drag it to, or the area that I'm going to click. So I can actually set a source point. Let me zoom into their legs a little bit and kind of show you what I mean. So I'm going to set a source point by holding down the Alt or Option key on the Mac. So hold down the Alt key and it changes to like a crosshair. So I need to get rid of this fold right here on their legs. Well, so I need to find something that's similar, areas that are similar to this area right here. Well, luckily I've got more of the leg right below and above, and I can just blend it with that. So I'm going to pick an area right close to the line, and then as I come up to where that line is, you'll notice that it actually looks like almost an exact copy of what's below it. But when I click, it's actually going to blend it in with the areas around it. So sometimes that's not the best way to go about it, but a lot of times I'll click and then I can kind of drag a little bit and it's going to try and blend it in. Now, we're not trying to do a great job. I usually hold down Alt and I click and I just keep trying to blend in those areas as best I can. Click on the edge of the leg and I can come up here and try and make sure that I click and get that edge of the leg. Click, let's see, get the edge of the leg, and it tries to blend it in. It does a pretty good job. So all I'm trying to do is break this up enough. Now, if you looked really closely, you could probably tell that it's been photoshopped, but from clear out here, we can't tell. So that's the goal here. We're just going to try and, again, hold down Option or the Alt key, click somewhere in the leg, and then come up to the point where you're basically trying to blend it in with. And I'm just going to click and drag a little bit. Sometimes clicking and dragging doesn't do a good job, so sometimes I just try and click a little bit, trying to get that area to match up right. Now again, on the edges of things, hold down Option and click on the edge of the leg already. So I might click on that edge actually and try and blend that in. That didn't look very good. I'm going to undo those. So sometimes you just have to kind of find what works best. We're just trying to break it up enough. So hold down Option, click right on the edge of it, and try and blend that in as best you can. Again, it doesn't look perfect, but all we're trying to do is cover it up a little bit. You can adjust the size of your brush if you want to make smaller changes to it, but hold down Option, click somewhere, and then you can click and drag, and it will blend in the area where you set your source with the area that you're dragging now. So that's how we can go through. The dress would be a little bit harder in this case, but that's how to set up or how to use the healing brush tool. We set a source point, and then we got to click and drag over an area, and it tries to blend in the area where our source was with the area that we're dragging. It's kind of a fun tool to use. It can be a little difficult, so play around with it a little bit to try and get it to work how you want it to. Patch up any areas that you need. This could be blemishes on the face, could be trees that are in the way, or just other little spots that you want to get rid of on an image, or other blemishes or problems like this fold. So we can do that anywhere. Set a source point and start using the healing brush to help patch up those problems. And that's it. That is the healing brush tool.